Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring.
I don't know, we'll see. But what I know is he's a good fighter, very smart fighter, and very disciplined. He needs to get credit for that. But I am too.
How do you see this fight with Canelo going?
I'm definitely going to win the fight for sure. But, I think it's going to be a tough fight. I think he's going to bring the best out of me. I'm going to bring the best out of him. And it's going to be an exciting fight.
The fight of the year 2025 is now officially confirmed. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence but Crawford, and everyone in the boxing world can't help but discuss it. Oscar de la Hoya started the fire by stating that Canelo will totally dominate Crawford in a humiliating manner. In his view, Canelo's size, strength, and experience in big fights will just overwhelm Crawford.
Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring.
Canelo Alvarez surprised many people when he declined to back up de la Hoya's daring prophecy. Instead, Canelo demonstrated respect, complimenting Crawford's remarkable skill set, discipline, and ability to make changes in the ring. He justified that a bout with Crawford would not be an easy feat, but indeed a war. By admitting Crawford as a deadly foe, Canelo totally flipped the narrative.
Do you have any concern that there's going to be any running in this fight?
I hope not. I think Crawford is not that kind of fighter. He's a different. He box, and I like that. I don't know, we'll see. But what I know is he's a good fighter, very smart fighter, and very disciplined. He needs to get credit for that. But I am too.
Terence Crawford took care of the commotion with sheer confidence and composed energy. Appearing on a recent podcast, Crawford explained that while this fight may be the hardest of his entire career, he's never been one to shy away from challenges. He showed respect toward Canelo, but reminded everyone that he trusts his own skill set and fight IQ.
How do you see this fight with Canelo going?
I'm definitely going to win the fight for sure. But, I think it's going to be a tough fight. I think he's going to bring the best out of me. I'm going to bring the best out of him. And it's going to be an exciting fight.
Boxing great and well-respected trainer Teddy Atlas also weighed in, firmly in Crawford's corner. Atlas said that resumes, wins in the past, or highlight reels won't count when 2 guys finally encounter each other in the spotlight. He reminded everyone that styles make fights, and Crawford is the perfect combination of characteristics to make some serious issues.
Canelo may be getting, you never know when he's going to get old all of a sudden in the ring. And again, the resume, I get it. I'll say it again for all my beautiful Mexican fans out there, and you guys are great. Canelo's got the better resume, but the resumes ain't fighting each other. The fighters are. the fighters are getting in there and fighting, not the resumes.
Atlas went on with even better insight, highlighting the things casual fans tend to overlook about Crawford. He spoke of his patience, his knack for wearing down opponents slowly, and his level-headedness in critical situations. To Atlas, these intangibles set Crawford apart from nearly every other boxer in the game. He maintained that even though most view Canelo's power and resume, Crawford's intangible abilities might just make all the difference. Atlas thinks these intangibles might prove to be the difference makers.
Everyone Crawford has been put in with, he's beaten. That I know. And I know the way he's beaten them. I know how smart he is. I know how talented he is. I know how special he is. That there are certain qualities he has that I'm banking on that are not the qualities that you can really put on paper.
Atlas didn't simply extol the virtues of Crawford in isolation, he directed his praises toward the fighter's camp. He stated that Crawford's coaches have developed him into one of the most well-rounded fighters of this era. Preparations, tactics, and routines behind the scenes have made Crawford a perilous, balanced force. Atlas reminded everyone that no fighter becomes great alone, and Crawford's corner should receive huge credit for his winning ways. He asserted that this cohesion is something Canelo cannot ignore.
This guy's a chemist. He's a scientist. He's a genius. He is. And all the great ones are in their own right. And you let him do what he does. He will get a good designed strategic fight plan, a basis, an overview given to him by Bo Mack and the other two guys that are in the camp training. He's got 3 people around him he trusts that train, and they do a great job.
Former world champion Fernando Vargas also shared his opinion, talking about the rounds he used to spar with Crawford. Vargas confessed that Crawford caught him off guard with skills he was not familiar with. His timing, speed, and keen instincts were much better seen in person than on TV. Vargas cautioned fight enthusiasts that Crawford continues to get better, so the bud that enters the ring against Canelo will be even finer. That caution served to make the fight even bigger.
It's a dope experience, bro. I went in there, and I think the biggest thing that I learned from him was his pace. He was like Michael Myers, bro. Like, I would land some shit, and then I'm like, all right, I know he's gonna try to get his get back right away, and he was just so patient in there, letting the shots open up. So
Simon Jordan, never one to hesitate in offering his opinion, also spoke up on Crawford's behalf. He termed Crawford as the kryptonite to Canelo Alvarez, adding that Bud's unique blend of tools might be the real test for the Mexican boxing legend. Jordan opined that Crawford's ability to switch stances, adapt in an instant, and smart fight will give Alvarez problems all the time. He emphasized that although Canelo has overwhelmed most of his opponents, Crawford is a different type of fighter altogether. His tools may shatter the trend.
I went straight away with Crawford, and so did Spence. I mean, other people that we've spoken to, I think Paul Smith and other people that sit on the show with us think it will be Canelo Alvarez because of size. We've seen Canelo Alvarez take that journey up to light heavy and find himself coming up against Dimitri Bivol and not being able to do what he does at super middleweight. I just think that Crawford is such a fighter of such stature and competence that he might just be the kryptonite to Saul Alvarez.
Joe Rogan, one of the most respected voices in combat sports, also jumped on the Terence Crawford bandwagon. Rogan lauded Crawford's phenomenal defensive awareness, his timing, and particularly his fight IQ. He reasoned that Canelo is a formidable powerhouse, but Crawford's thinking his way through fights may alter the whole landscape, and Crawford's brain provides him with the special advantage. That recommendation carried significant authority.
I would listen. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great fight. You're dealing with 2 all-time greats. Crawford's one of the best switch hitters, I think, since Marvin Hagler, and one of the most skillful boxers alive. And then you have Canelo, who probably isn't the same guy as he was just like a few years ago.
Right.
Stephen Fulton also chose to go along with Crawford, becoming the latest of the established fighters to feel that Bud is capable of achieving the upset. Fulton mentioned Crawford's toughness, his ability to fight through bad situations, and his top-level technical skills. He said that Crawford's history of overcoming adversity against the best foes speaks for itself, but he has no doubt Crawford possesses every tool to figure out a way.
I've always went with Crawford this fight. It's nothing against Canelo, because Canelo's a hell of a fighter. I don't know how he is as a person. Neither guy. I don't know how neither of them are as a person, but I like Crawford for challenging himself. Like, that's the type of things I do and I've done. So I like anybody that's willing to challenge themselves. Whether it's money or not, you still have the heart to go in there and challenge the bigger guy. So, but I think it's gonna be. I think if Crawford uses his boxing ability, then it'll be a better fight for him. If Crawford wins, then it makes his resume 10 times better.
Trainer Robert Garcia also had an opinion, conceding that he is predicting Crawford to win. Garcia admitted that the battle would be very challenging and hard for both warriors, but when asked for a prediction, he gave it to Crawford. He rationalized that Bud's combination of skill, timing, and ruggedness provides him with the potential to shock Alvarez. Garcia's viewpoint was unique due to his extensive experience in the sport, and it lent even greater validity to the swelling support for Crawford.
I'm probably one of the only ones that I do give Crawford a chance. I think Crawford could pull it off. Crawford is very talented. He's very fast. He's very smart in the ring. So I think a perfect fight, Crawford could pull off a decision.
Not everybody is joining Crawford in this one, though. Up in corner, Jaron Ennis indicated that he's going with Canelo Alvarez to emerge victorious. Ennis noted that Alvarez's size, strength, and experience at the highest level will prove too much for Crawford. Ennis states that the natural strength and weight difference of Canelo will wear Bud out in the end.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it, so so be it.
Showbiz the Adult, one of the most well-known boxing commentators, also staked his claim on Canelo's team. He stated that although Crawford is excellent, he simply can't compete with the kind of power and physicality that Alvarez possesses. Showbiz opines that once Canelo connects cleanly, Crawford would not be able to recover. He painted the fight as one in which Crawford's abilities will be on full display early, but Canelo's strength will ultimately shut the show down.
If Canelo stops Bud and you're shocked, you ain't shit. If Canelo rocks Bud and Bud's on the ropes and he's ripping Bud and knocks him out and y'all like, oh, I can't believe what's the meaning behind it. I'll be like, you gotta be the dumb. He's a 38-year-old welterweight. I've seen Canelo make Callum Smith back up, break Billy Joe Saunders' orbital bone, make Danny Jacobs back up, slug with Triple G, knock out Kovalev at light heavyweight. Bivol said Canelo punches harder than Better BF.
The legendary Roy Jones Jr. also made concerns of his own, offering a surprise insight into the mindset of Canelo. Jones described how Canelo possesses the talent and strength to win, but perhaps no longer has the same desire he did before. In Roy's view, losing that drive may be perilous against a fighter as driven as Crawford, suggesting that Canelo may no longer have the fire burning in his belly.
But one way for Canelo to lose it. I ain't gonna disclose none of that, but that's just my thoughts.
We'll do that as we get closer.
Exactly.
Yeah. But do you feel comfortable saying who you think the winner gonna be?
No, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna feel comfortable saying it because I like both guys. And when you got two guys of their caliber, you can't really count either guy out. You know that yourself.
That's a fact.
Bud is a champion. That says a lot. And on top of that, Bud is still hungry. You understand me? Canelo did his thing too, but I don't know if he got that hunger still left in him. You understand me? And that's what I think, that's the only thing that bothers me. If he's still hungry, then we in for a good night. But if he's not hungry, it's gonna be rough.
Teddy Atlas looped back with even more technical analysis, identifying particular areas where Crawford can give Canelo fits. He said that Bud's ability to change stances, his accurate timing, and his counterpunching ability all can create cracks in Alvarez's game. Atlas made the case that Crawford's versatility would be the final key in negating Canelo's power.
Don't allow Canelo to freely walk in. And where I think he gets served is that, again, Canelo's feet aren't that fast. Why did he lose to Mayweather a long time ago? I know it was a million years ago. I know. But it wasn't because his hands were too slow. His feet were too slow. He couldn't close the gaps fast enough. And I think he's going to have a problem in that same area. If I'm right. If Crawford maximizes the things that favor him. Speed, legs, IQ. Length, using the jab to control that length. I can see where Canelo could have trouble getting close enough.
This fight is one of the greatest matchups. Experts are split, legends are arguing, and fans are more pumped than ever. Who do you think takes it? Subscribe for more fight breakdowns and stay tuned.